jewelry, cars that set world records, the biggest mansion in a state's history, even helicopters from Call of Duty. NFL players bought a lot of things from $1 all the way to $300 million and every price in between. Starting with the cheapest thing an NFL player bought, Patrick Mahomes became addicted to something worth just $1. See, since Mahomes has always loved ketchup, bottles like these are something he's always pouring all over his food during meals and commercials. I mean, he even signs bottles of ketchup for fans.
Ketchup, let's go!
Penn was seen working out with these bottles of ketchup because he's so addicted. Mahomes always used to pour that ketchup on plain bread just to eat ketchup sandwiches.
Like when I was young, dude, it was like ketchup sandwiches, ketchup bread. Yeah, disgusting.
And it's all because he didn't just think it was delicious, but because bottles of Hunt's ketchup only cost $1, so he could always afford them. But $1 ketchup is only half of what another player spent to have the cheapest ride any NFL player drives. Alfred Morris got a 1991 Mazda.
What the?
This thing is ugly, and so is the car. And Alfred still loves it because him buying it for only $2 made him go viral. But for a few more dollars, an NFL player spent that just to live outside. Ricky Williams was forced out of the NFL and completely disappeared. People were searching for him until all the way in Australia, someone found him in the middle of the woods, living in a tent.
You're living in a $7 a night tent? Is that accurate?
Yeah, I was staying at a hostel and then they had a campground. I'd never camped before. I'd never even pitched a tent and I loved it. On that campground, I just got more in tune with nature. Like, it was amazing.
But all right, even though living in a tent that costs dollars is already insane, what Jamar Chase spent way more on came from his nickname. Well, after Jamar went viral for saying,
"I'm always open,"
he partnered with 7-Eleven, a gas station that's always open, and got this 7-Eleven pennant with orange, red, and green gems on a shiny tennis chain. Now, he wasn't just wearing it during commercials or while dominating during a game. His gas station chain wasn't even real gems, so it only cost $120. Gas? More like ass. So Travis Kelce easily spent way more on something I thought only a hamster would use.
All the dumb shit I bought in my life.
Kelce was being dead ass serious, man. A giant inflatable hamster ball like this that, you can roll around in on land, use to walk on water, or even get launched in the air, is actually something Kelce bought until somebody stole it.
I don't know where it is. I thought I had it shipped to you, but if you don't have it, somebody's fucking having some fun with a human-sized hamster ball right now.
Now, I mean, that's kind of what he gets for being stupid and spending $1,500 on balls. But leveling up to Kirk Cousins, he spent thousands on a car grandma's drive. But all right, just taking a look at Kirk's grandma, she didn't have a need for speed. She just had a gray Savannah van that she eventually gave Kirk for a discount. That's why he's always posting with the van, chilling with it, and it's seen whipping this thing all over the city, even at games. Now, if you ask me, vans are only cool when you whip them like this. In all seriousness, Kirk's van holds a special place in his heart. Because after he bought it for $5,000, his grandma unfortunately passed away. R.I.P. But alright, let's lighten the mood back up a bit to Patrick Mahomes, who spent thousands more on a chain that made the internet go crazy. Fans were glazing after Mahomes hit the jeweler to go shopping, because right after, he was seen at NBA games wearing black diamond chains and a cross pennant. And these things were shining so crazy, fans couldn't stop talking about them, even comparing them to iconic dancers. So Mahomes kept wearing them during WWE fights and even while yapping on Twitter, because his BBCs, big black chains, each costed $7,000. So I guess it was money well spent. But what another player bought wasn't just more expensive. It came from a supervillain.
It's probably like my favorite character in Batman. That's just something that I just always grew up liking, was just the Joker.
Now, the Joker from Batman, and I ain't talking about that fake ass whatever the hell this dude was. This dude is one of the craziest characters ever.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
And after Devontae Smith admitted that he kinda has a crush on this grown man who wears makeup, he got a man cave makeover with the Joker on his desk, a customized Joker gaming chair, a Joker colored controller, and even other Joker decorations.
Little accessories like this, tie it all up.
His setup wasn't gonna be complete until he got this custom Joker themed PC. It was full of purple lights and even had a case with Joker's iconic laugh on it. And these upgrades didn't just have him playing games even better. They cost him $10,000. But Stefon Diggs' purchase cost more, because it came from an addiction. Stefon secretly became a fiend for caffeine, especially from Starbucks. That's why he's been seen tweeting that his love for Starbucks is a forever thing, which even had him tweeting back. Sometimes it's their coffee, other days it's
Starbucks, I love tea. I actually pick up a mango black, and that's just my drink.
Stefon also posted pics of him at their headquarters where he called it home. Eventually, he was awarded some custom Starbucks cleats for his feet. But that wasn't as dope as him getting this Starbucks chain for his neck. Dude got a circle pendant of the Starbucks logo that's full of emeralds and diamonds that are bussin'. No wonder why his jeweler made his own post about the piece and admitted Stefan's addiction, because the chain cost $15,000. But Odell Beckham paid more for shoes from a construction site?
The only one that ever exists.
I like that.
See, Odell was amazed because a famous artist actually took these ugly $70 Chuck Taylors and made them even uglier. I mean, he spent hours customizing them with hella different colors. The one cool part was a 24-karat gold tag on the back. The dude actually thought it was a good idea to cover them in actual concrete.
I did Chucks. I always wore Chucks, and Chucks to me are like the lowest quality shoe you can get. But I tried to show and symbolize that with love and effort, you can make them valuable and you can make them something that people want. Most expensive Chucks in the world.
And I like this.
I feel like that kind of represents you. You're always trying to bring love and peace and unity into the world.
Trying. I don't think I've ever seen concrete on a shoe unless it was a construction boot.
Now, to me, them shoes are ass. I don't even care if they're 101 or cost him $20,000 cash. But Joe Burrow's chain didn't just cost double. It had him beefing with a reporter. He got a gold chain with a pennant of his initials and jersey number, sitting on top of a black Nike swoosh that's all flooded in diamonds. But when a reporter saw it, he literally asked if this chain was real.
Joe, being a good reporter, I've got to ask about the jewels. Are they real, and what are they?
They're definitely real. I make too much money to have fake ones, so, these are real. I'm sorry, what was the second question?
Is that reporter dumb? I think so, because Joe flexed the chain so much it not only got him put into a commercial.
And don't even talk to me about no gold chain, because Joe Burrow got hands down
They're definitely real.
the coldest one in the game.
It cost him $30K. But Tyreek Hill spent tens of thousands more just to turn into Santa Claus.
I don't owe nobody nothing for the rest of the year.
I mean, alright, Tyreek was only saying that after he bought gifts for all of his teammates on Christmas.
Oh my goodness! Hey, this is what I needed, bro. It's like 5 minutes away. We lit. Oh, this got blinkers? This is my tech.
My dog came through, blessed our game with the scooters.
Appreciate you, bro.
All 76 of his boys were hyped when they got something I've only seen mall cops use. These things can skirt 45 miles an hour, and Tyreek got each customized for his boys.
I might have to take this out. Take it for a nice little ride.
So I guess that's why all these Virgin Mobiles combined cost $76,000. But other NFL players spent $80,000 on cars straight out of video games.
Let's go!
Tesla Cybertrucks took over Fortnite and NFL players' collections. Jonnu Smith was the first player with one in real life.
Yes, sir.
Not all players' trucks were plain Jane. Like, Jason Kelsey was spotted whipping his around Philly, and at least he customized his a little bit.
This is beautiful, man. I hate you.
But dude couldn't laugh about the truck another player owns, cause even Elon Musk was impressed with it.
This truck is crazy, man.
Isaiah Simmons got his entire thing wrapped snow white with custom rims to match. And he didn't just have a photo shoot with this thing cause it looks raw on the outside. He put a mini TV in the interior to watch field flicks? Even he's subscribed and you aren't? What are you doing, man? Subscribe. But after fans were glazing the dude's whip in public, not only did Elon Musk tweet about it, if only Elon saw the craziest Cybertruck an NFL player owns. Cause Eric Ebron's wasn't just customized with a baby blue interior to match the college he played for. The outside was wrapped matte black with rims that already look crazy in the day. But hey, someone turn out the lights real quick. Dude's rims also glow in the dark. This thing is lit, and I'd hope so, for 80 grand. But what Derrick Henry bought wasn't just more expensive. He got it to honor his idol, Kobe Bryant.
That's like my all-time favorite athlete of all time.
Now, Kobe wasn't just his favorite athlete and someone he bought art pieces of. Henry's always talking about his idol.
Did you meet Kobe? After I got drafted, Kobe was walking up. I was like, "There's Kobe. I'm gonna say something. What should I say?" I kept asking her. She was like, "Just be yourself. What if you don't know me? What if you don't say nothing to me? What if you like he don't know who I am?" She was like, "He knows who you are." And he walks by, and I just froze. I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. I couldn't say anything.
But when Kobe sadly passed away, nobody was more devastated than Henry. That's why he not only honored him with a custom suit, he got a chain which combines Kobe's logo in gold, wrapped in a silver snake with red eyes for Kobe's nickname Black Mamba. And the entire piece is covered in diamonds, which cost him $85,000. But another NFL player's car didn't just cost $90,000. It was fire. Literally. Things weren't always that lit for Leonard Fournette, because he's used to cooling it around expensive whips without any issues. Especially this thing that had custom red rims, a matching interior, and was powerful. Durango SRT Hellcats like his can zoom up to 180 miles an hour, making it one of the fastest SUVs in the world. But that became a problem, because one day when Fournette was whipping this thing on the freeway, the car burst into flames out of nowhere. The scene was hectic, the freeway got shut down, and people everywhere were trying to put the fire out. It turned out the engine overheated and burnt the car to a crisp. Thankfully, Fournette was okay and could tell the cops what happened. But his $90,000 whip was done. Damn. But alright, now that we're leveling up to $100,000, another player bought a completely different item that was more expensive because it came straight out of a movie. The Terminator's glowing red eyes inspired Will Anderson's most expensive purchase, because man's got a giant pendant flooded in diamonds where half has the Terminator's face, while the other half says his last name. And since the red eye was designed to be a ruby that actually glows, of course Will not only flexed the chain on draft night, it was shining like crazy when he got picked. God damn! And the chain wasn't the only thing making headlines, because he also got a matching Terminator grill with pink gems inside. His mouth game is crazy. Huh? But his pieces weren't just expensive because the jeweler who made them glazed it.
This is one of my favorite pieces I've ever made.
It's because they cost Will $100,000. But another player spent more on something that's making him millions. Because after NFL players went viral for getting their contracts paid out in Bitcoin, Ronnie Stanley said,
I just want the money, the fame, and all that other shit.
So he got into the crypto game, all that other shit.
I'd invest in Bitcoin because of the ceiling. It's impossible to place a value on something like this because we don't know what situations could happen within society that may grow this value or may diminish the value. So there's a lot of potential growth. And I think that's why I'm okay with putting a good amount of money into it and seeing what happens.
And putting a good amount of money in was actually smart, which I already knew and I was telling everybody that they should do it. At least Ronnie listened, because ever since he admitted that he invested a few years ago, Bitcoin has not only boomed and hit all-time highs, experts expect that each Bitcoin is going to be worth over $1 million within a decade. So dude's investment is literally going to turn him into a millionaire, even though it initially only cost him how much?
Bitcoin, $150K.
Alright, but $150,000 is cheaper than Jimmy Graham, who didn't just spend more. He bought something used to fight in a war.
If you don't believe it, come fly with me.
Jimmy's always flying around in his masterpiece, because it has fully loaded machine guns, can survive rocket launchers, and zooms in the sky over 150 miles an hour. That's why he's always posting about it, and even landing his heli in the middle of the ocean. I mean, this thing is crazy. Now, I thought you could only fly these after an 11 kill streak in COD, until Jimmy got his Huey after it was actually used in the Vietnam War and cost him $200,000. But leveling up in price, 5 other NFL players competed to see who could customize the craziest Lambo. First was Laramie Tunzel, and his Lambo isn't just a car, it's literally an animal. Because even though he went black and never came back, his interior is half purple and half designed like a cheetah.
The customization with the suede purple inside the meat carpet, it reminds me of being in the 70s. Kind of like the pimpish purple with the cheetah. It's just crazy. It's just, I try to be creative on the inside and just be kind of basic on the outside.
But admitting it looked basic on the outside is why this Lambo competition is just getting started, man. Trey Turner leveled things up by getting his Lambo completely customized. It wasn't just covered in lime green. The Urus even got a tan interior, so Trey was hyped when it got delivered.
About to be crazy. You see that? Wait.
Of course I see it, man. The whip stands out like a tennis ball. But that Lambo wasn't crazier than one that belongs in a jewelry store, because Mohamed Sanu took his normal black Urus and got it completely transformed. From a custom red interior to the entire outside wrapped in blood red to match. It even sits on the craziest gold Forgiato rims I've ever seen. But even though he pulls up to games in his Iron Man looking Urus, it is not crazier than CeeDee Lamb's Lamb. His started off dark gray and orange with a custom body kit, until eventually his Urus wasn't flashy enough. Since dude loves rocking designer clothes, he got the whole inside covered in Hermes material. He also got a sound system with his initials on it, then eventually transformed his Urus to be all orange, carbon fiber, and have crazy two-tone rims. But even though he's always flexing this thing, the crown for craziest Urus a player owns belongs to Odell Beckham. Odell's custom Urus didn't just have shiny blue rims, a matching suede interior, and stars on the ceiling. It got a sound system with his logo, lights that show Baby Yoda, underglow all over the car, and since Odell's white and blue whip also matched his Rams uniform and team's colors at the time, his Lamb was the most custom of all NFL players, so he definitely won the competition, man. His whip cost $230,000. But Dak Prescott's purchase wasn't just more expensive. He only bought it since he was almost homeless.
Grew up in the trailer park. It's who I am.
Now, Dak didn't just grow up in rundown trailer parks like this. He also grew up in cheap motels because he lived with his single mom who was raising 3 sons.
And sometimes my mom didn't have the money for the electric bill, but she could get $40 or so to get a motel room. And it's just crazy because me and my brother talk about this all the time, just the perspective of most people would be upset, most people would be mad, but we saw it as a vacation. We saw it as a time to go swimming and to get out of the house, and we'll figure it out because we have the mom that we know she will, and we're behind her no matter what. Grew up in the trailer park. It's who I am. I don't know any better way to describe it other than to say it's who I am. It's the reason I do things today. It's the reason I see the good in everybody. It was poverty in a sense, and as I said, when you had a mom like I did, I didn't see it as a struggle. I just saw it as a way of life. I was proud of where I live. I'm so proud of where I live now because if I didn't live there, if I wasn't around the people that I were, I wouldn't be the same person at all that I am today.
Even though Dak admitted that living in poverty made him the person he is today, once he made the NFL, he bought things to forever remind him where he came from. The first was a tattoo on his leg of the sign from the trailer park he grew up in, Pine Creek Estates. Then, Dak bought this. His all-white convertible Ferrari wasn't just fast or looked crazy. It has blacked-out rims and an all-red interior, so of course fans are always filming the car in public. But Dak's favorite detail of the entire car is his license plate. It says single wide, the exact type of trailer he grew up in, and just so he never forgets where he came from. To him, the car was priceless, even though it cost him $280,000.
But another player spent even more, just to give himself head?
As you could tell by Mario Edwards' Instagram, this man loves looking at himself in the mirror, man. So dude had his jeweler 3D print a mini version of his own head, then spent 6 weeks making this crazy ass pendant. Mario's chain, headband, and skin are all gold, while his hair, eyes, earring, and jersey number on his headband are all diamond. Mario's chain wasn't just so detailed it even had his face tat on it. He of course rocked it while looking at himself in the mirror, cause giving himself head cost $300,000.
But another player's purchase was so expensive, it got him hunted down by criminals.
A situation that scary caused Thomas Davis and his craziest car to be all over the news. His all-black McLaren wasn't anything too crazy at first, but once he got it transformed with a crazy-looking wrap and blacked-out rims, now his McLaren stood out everywhere he went, so all his fans knew about the car and filmed it. Until one night, a few criminals weren't his fan. They just hunted down his home to do something illegal. They broke into his garage, stole his McLaren, took it for a joyride, and eventually totaled it. So Thomas's McLaren that cost $320,000 was never the same again.
But at least he only lost his car, because what another player drives wasn't just more expensive. It's inspired by a rapper who lost their life.
News broke that Nipsey Hussle passed away, so he was being grieved by the entire world. And nobody was affected by his death more than Deshaun. They'd been best friends for years and were always posted up together. So Deshaun had to honor him in pretty much every way he could. From wearing special cleats during games, to sharing stories about him while wearing diamond Nipsey chains. He even did something extra expensive by customizing an all-black Rolls-Royce Cullinan with Nipsey all over it. The rims, double R badge, and interior were all in Nipsey's favorite color, and he even got Nipsey's face glowing under the car. So Deshaun just had to make a post showing off the whip for his boy, cause he honored him with something that cost $350,000.
But another player bought something more just cause he was fat?
Mekhi Becton has always been a big boy, even in high school. That's why when he got drafted, his size was not only talked about more than his skill.
Why is he so big? Well, his mother is a caterer who specializes in soul food, and as you can see, Mekhi specialized in what his mom specialized in.
Dude wore a shirt to troll his haters that had their quotes all over. It said things like out of shape, lazy, fat, and injury prone, which were all wrapped around the words big bust. Now, sweating his ass off in that shirt definitely didn't help his case, but he eventually used all the clowning to create his nickname. Big Ticket didn't just become his social media handles and something even the NFL called him.
I had a lot of fun watching the Big Ticket.
Mekhi got a massive golden diamond ticket, which of course has his nickname on the front, so he's always smiling while he's shining, cause something this big is constantly getting him filmed. Mance even gets asked about this chain during interviews.
It's an interesting jewelry piece.
So, I go by Big Ticket, so I had to get a Big Ticket piece.
And I'm honestly not even surprised. This thing cost him $400,000.
But what if I told you stars like Antonio Brown, Jalen Ramsey, and Tom Brady all spent way more buying some of the craziest watches in NFL history?
Starting with Antonio Brown, his watch actually plays music. I never heard of something like that, but it's the theme song for one of the biggest gangsters in movie history, The Godfather. And he inspired this watch to have a mini version of himself, a diamond piano, and diamonds that all constantly spin. So of course Antonio put that shit on to flex his Jacob & Co. watch worth $420,000.
Put that
But even that's cheaper than the watch that Jalen Ramsey put on.
Just the one.
Jalen was geeked up because he got a watch that he never wants to take off.
I already got it on. Don't plan on taking it off. I couldn't be happier.
Dude's BBC, Big Black Clock, has a skeleton face, which makes the watch almost completely see-through. And you know it's expensive when the case looks like a damn treasure chest. Now, Jalen didn't just flex his Richard Mille because it's limited to only 50 in the world. It cost him $550,000. But Tom Brady doesn't just have the most expensive watch that any NFL player ever bought. It's one of the rarest watches on the entire planet. Brady took this already rare silver Audemars Piguet and not only got it customized with diamonds around the face, it was made specifically for him with his name inside, and even the number 7 to represent how many Super Bowls he's won. So even though he went viral for wearing it during his Netflix roast, nobody had the balls to clown his 101 AP because it cost him $600,000.
But what players wear on their wrist is not as expensive as the chain Odell Beckham got just to flex at one of the biggest fashion shows in the world.
See, Odell's always kinda pulling up to iconic fashion shows like the Met Gala while wearing some ugly-ass fits, and that didn't change at a recent event. Now, even though his suede green fit made him look like Robin Hood, Odell's jewelry is what really stole the show.
So when you heard Gilded Glamour as the theme, what did you think of?
I thought might have to put a chain, 2, 3, or 4 on.
One of the 4 chains he mentioned wearing was actually talked about more than his fit, because his jeweler really created a piece that's made of 2 kilos of gold and over 200 diamonds. Odell's chain link chain is insane, and it didn't just get him glazed on TV.
Ooh, give it a little bit of Green Lantern with some bling.
It cost him $650,000. But another player's purchase wasn't just more expensive. It comes equipped with weapons used by the military.
I just want to know who Amari Cooper's beefing with, man. Why do you need a whip with bulletproof tires, is so dark that it can blend in with the night, and has special gadgets like gas masks that even a famous rapper couldn't believe?
Bulletproof glass. They rate them B7. It's a big caliber bullet. They put the steel in the side doors. They add cool things like smoke screen.
Really, bro?
Yeah. He's
Really?
added smoke screen. Yes, he has.
That's dope.
Electric door handles.
No way.
You have night vision. They've got an underfloor shield for bombs. Yes, sir.
That's next level.
2 Chainz was stunned that Amari's military truck isn't just something he could go to war in.
He was the first person in the world with one, because they cost $700,000, which is still cheaper than Max Crosby's home. That's helping him become even more rich.
The money's been rolling in ever since Max copped his first crib.
Come on in, homies.
From having a huge painting of himself in his living room, to a kitchen full of meal prep, and even a gaming room with underglow on his movie theater seats, Max also keeps some secrets in his closet. Designer shoes, plenty of Nikes, and of course a few custom pairs. Not to mention, he's even got an outdoor pool with a basketball hoop, and little did Max know, buying this home would actually make him money. After he got it a few years ago for $480K, it's already worth almost $750K and only becoming more valuable.
But even that isn't as expensive as the $1 million secret about another NFL legend's body.
Russell Wilson doesn't look like this because he eats fast food or drinks like me. It's because he's not only lifting, training like a boxer, bouncing balls, and always working out in his home gym. Russ also has a personal chef and is always on weird diets.
I'm on a thing right now. I'm on 10-day challenge just for myself. I'm on no dairy, no gluten, no red meat right now. I'm on this whole thing.
And now, the only reason he trains and eats like that is because he's not trying to waste how much he spends per year on his body.
So I have a whole performance team, and I got a whole group. I got a full-time trainer that travels with me everywhere. I have a full-time PT. I have a full-time mobile person that is making sure that I'm moving the right way and everything else. I have a full-time massage person. I get treatment every day. I have 2 chefs. So we have a whole performance team.
Do you have the hyperbaric chamber?
I got everything. I got all the toys. I got 2 hyperbaric chambers. And the reality
this sounds like LeBron. You went full LeBron on us.
Oh yeah, I've been doing it for 5 years or so, 6 years now.
All right, buddy, relax. You ain't nothing like LaDaddy James, even if you spend $1 million per year. But Travis Kelce spent even more on something that's destroying the planet.
Now, at least that's what fans were saying after Kelce started dating Napoleon Dynamite, or whatever the hell this is, Taylor Swift.
Idiot.
Because ever since, Kelce's been seen hopping off jets that have 10 seats, TVs to watch field flicks, and can zoom up to 700 miles an hour.
Buckle up, baby. It's gonna be a ride you'll never forget.
Kelce spent hours flying from Kansas City just to show up wherever Taylor's at. He's flown to places like Buenos Aires, Sydney, Australia, Singapore, and so many more just to turn up at her concerts. And after that, they started taking a bunch of trips, like when they were spotted in the Bahamas. So you'd think being on vacation with his girl and even dancing on stage at her concerts would make headlines for some cute reasons, until fans tracked how much they've both been flying and noticed something scary. Not only were Kelsey's private flights costing him up to $300,000 per trip, people realized that private jets give off extreme amounts of a harmful toxic gas known as carbon dioxide. And after Taylor herself topped the charts for using her jet more than any other celebrity, fans criticized them for things like how in just one trip, her jet emits more carbon than your car will throughout your entire lifetime. And in total, her jet's already given off over 8,000 tons of CO2, which is kind of why her flight paths look like a kid used crayons to scribble all over a map. So all because of these jets, headlines came out about how their love is actually ruining the planet. And that's why climate change activists literally broke into an airport just to vandalize the jet.
The target is, of all people, Taylor Swift.
Regardless though, Kelsey keeps flying, and so far, private jet flights for Swiftie cost him $1.2 million. But Tom Brady's car doesn't just cost more. It made him buy a new house.
What's up?
Mans was geeked in his new home, because Brady got that after the car brand he loved, Aston Martin, revealed a new supercar made of white carbon fiber, butterfly doors, and brake calipers coated in actual silver. The car didn't just look raw and get put into video games for no reason though. This Aston Martin has 1,000 horsepower, allowing it to easily zoom up to 200. So once Brady saw that, all he could say was, yeah, I'm gonna need a bigger garage. And not long after, headlines came out that Brady was buying one of the biggest mansions in Tampa Bay. But he didn't only cop a crib on the ocean to get wet, or install a movie theater to watch field flicks, even though he does do that. And if Brady's a fan too, why the hell have you not subscribed yet? I literally told you earlier, subscribe.
Anyways, his crib also has 2 garages with enough space to fit the Aston Martin that's worth $1.3 million. But that's nothing compared to Jamar Chase's condo, with 4 floors.
Just came out the other side of the elevator. Look at this view.
Jamar was hyped when he finally found his dream spot, because he spent hours whipping through the city looking at places to live until he found this. A condo where the first floor had a huge kitchen, even though he can't cook.
Where you gonna put your
I'm just
eggs
strong,
with it?
bro.
Do you know how to crack an egg?
Bruh.
The second floor has a massive shower, a room with views of the city, and a walk-in closet for all of his drip or whatever the hell he calls these fits.
Ew! Dude! What the f?
Here on the 3rd floor, it comes with its own pets.
Fish tank. Don't even look real.
Then finally, he could take an elevator up to his favorite part.
Oh, look at this view. You literally can see every part of the city right here. I love to wake up and just come outside and see this every day. You can see the river from here, and you can see the stadium from here too, so that's perfect. This is a perfect spot, you know what I'm saying?
To him, this was the perfect place, and I'd hope so, because with this much space, it cost Jamar $1.6 million. But Drew Brees spent almost $1 million more on a car that set a world record. Now, alright, you probably think a white boy like Drew would always drive something like this. Instead, Mans went viral for copping a 2-tone convertible supercar. Dude's real life whipping around in something that I thought I could only customize in Forza. Bugatti Veyrons like his have the biggest engine in the world, which not only allows it to take off faster than a fighter jet, it set the record for the fastest street legal car on the planet when it reached a top speed of 267 miles an hour. God damn! That's exactly why there were only 92 ever made, and Bree's Bugatti cost him $2.5 million. But what if I told you Odell Beckham spent over double that on a crib with its own mall?
It looks like he has an Adidas store in his house.
People were gassing up what Odell's got inside, and I ain't even talking about his 3-car garage. His crib's got a pool in the back, of course, a barn he turned into a gym. On the inside, he's got a hallway full of signed jerseys that lead to a movie theater. Man has his own custom sports bar, a gaming room where he's always playing Warzone.
He's down. He's down. Oh, he's down.
And a spot to play COD ain't even what makes his crib so expensive. It's the closet he's always kicking it in. He basically turned his home into a mini mall because there's outfits everywhere, and honestly, more shoes than a damn Foot Locker.
This place is every sneakerhead's dream, but at least Odell's mall only cost him $3.6 million. Because Patrick Mahomes' purchase wasn't just legendary, it changed a football stadium forever.
Mahomes was literally a god at his college, Texas Tech. So they honored him with special Mahomes-themed jerseys that had his logo on them. And when Mahomie heard that they wanted to upgrade their stadium, he actually got involved to help him design the renderings, which eventually made the stadium go from looking like this to this. Dude helped create a completely redone end zone with skyboxes and jumbotrons. It also got new lighting all over the stadium, which basically turns football games into raves. And Mahomes even got his logo in the center of the field. Now, of course Mahomes was hyped when he finally saw the upgrades, and I'd hope so. He donated $5 million just to make it happen.
Hey, Brittany.
Yep.
Sick. That's sick.
Beautiful. Y'all did a great job. That's awesome.
But another NFL legend spent more just to live in a water park.
Warren Sapp clearly loves skinny dip. I mean fat dipping. Just look at him. That's why dude got a mansion that sits on the water, and it doesn't just look insane from the outside. The inside has a kitchen big enough for 4 families, a wine cellar that looks like a library, and a room dedicated to watching sports that's right next to his own movie theater. Now, I prefer kicking it in here, cause you know, this is where you can field flicks and chill. And if he's watching our videos and subscribed, and you aren't, what the f are you doing, man? I gotta pay bills out here. Subscribe. But anyways, everybody else's favorite place of the crib is something I didn't even know was possible. With a custom built slide and even a lazy river. This place looks crazy at night too. And honestly, it kind of made me realize I want a water park in my crib like he's got.
I realized I'm poor as shit and it's never happening because it cost Fatty $6 million. But Tyreek Hill's even more expensive home almost cost him his life.
There's a fire! There's a fire!
Now, things weren't always that scary for Tyreek's family, because at first, he was honestly extremely proud of his new home. With a driveway of classic cars, rooms to play pool, and even arcade games, he was also hyped taking everyone on a tour of the backyard with 2 separate guest houses and a dunk tank on his basketball court.
Everybody know I love basketball, man. Basketball is where I really supposed to be at, you know, hooping against Bron them, Kyrie them, Westbrook them.
But just when Tyreek fully moving in was almost finished up, it all came burning down.
There's a fire! There's a fire! I don't know what to do. I need your help. We set our water in there?
No, I need for you to get everyone outside. I need for you guys to get to safety.
His wife panicked, calling 911, while Tyreek rushed to get his family out of the house. Apparently, a lighter their son messed with caused part of the house to burst into flames and sent smoke throughout the entire neighborhood.
So, thankfully Tyreek made it out safely, unlike his $7 million mansion that was completely destroyed. But what if I told you Aaron Rodgers spent more on the rarest car in the world? This thing isn't just long and black.
What the f did you just say?
It has rims that look like ninja stars with one of the craziest interiors I've ever seen. But it's not just all carbon fiber and red to make the inside luxurious. Rodgers Maybach has racing seats, special seat belts, and even comes with helmets because it can whip over 200. Now, since there's only one version of this car ever made, Jay-Z must have asked Rodgers to borrow it for his music video because buying it would have cost $8 million, which is still cheaper than a player buying the biggest mansion in an entire state's history. See, Dion can only whip around like that because he has over 100 acres of land and, just look at how big his mansion is. My garage in GTA ain't even as big as his in real life.
Old school, couple of toys.
His crib also has an exercise room with mini jumbotrons, a full bowling alley, and a spot with an indoor pool. Dion even has the biggest kitchen, biggest bed, and biggest indoor basketball court that honestly I've ever seen. But having a movie theater and being the fastest NFL legend to watch new Field Flicks videos ain't the only record he set.
Dion's crib is also the biggest house in Texas history, and it cost him $13 million. But Patrick Mahomes doesn't just have the most expensive car that any NFL player owns. It could make him a billionaire.
It's all because Mahomes invested in his own Formula One racing team. Because whips like those inspired Mahomes to show up to races where he not only learned about becoming a driver, man's got to whip around in an actual race car.
Freaking insane, man. Dude, that was insane.
So after experiencing all that, Mahomes was hooked and eventually posted pics next to his team's official car. Now, since Mahomes is one of the athletes who helped invest over $200 million in the F1, and the sport's revenues increased almost 50% in just a year,
his racing team that drives a car worth $15 million could have his investment quickly turn him into a billionaire. But even something that crazy is worth millions less than what this next legend owns.
I'm LT. Come on in, let me take you on a tour.
LaDainian Tomlinson's crib starts with a private sports bar and 6 TVs, signed memorabilia from his favorite running backs. He's even got a golf simulator room and a smoke shack with only the most expensive long and brown things to put in his mouth.
See, no wrapper on this. That means it's the real deal.
On the outside is where the house really gets expensive, because it not only has decorations from the movie Scarface.
It reminds me of the movie Scarface. That was the type of ball he had in his house.
There's an outdoor kitchen, a massive pool with a lazy river.
And even though his crib costs $20 million, we all know how horny I am for a garage full of supercars. I love that. But regardless, Aaron Rodgers spent even more just to live on one of the most famous beaches in the world.
Here in Malibu, California, Rodgers' crib sits up on a hill, and it doesn't just have plenty of rooms to kick it. It's got insane views because of balconies all over. And even though it has all of that, combined with a nice pool, Just looking at the house, you're probably thinking, why the hell is this small-ass crib so expensive?
Well, the home gives Rodgers private access to the El Sol Beach, one of the most famous and expensive beaches to live on in the world. So that's exactly why his crib costs $28 million. But living in a mansion on the beach definitely ain't more expensive than a player living in a castle on a mountain.
Cause Clay Matthews, copped this crib in the mountains of Calabasas that doesn't just have the best views I've ever seen, man. He's got a basketball court right next to a crazy pool. On the inside of Clay's castle is even crazier though, cause there's a game room, an office with an 800-gallon aquarium, then man's got a huge wine cellar and a walk-in, no, scratch that. He damn near got a run-in closet.
Finally, a place this crazy wouldn't be complete without an underground 10-car garage that has built-in Tesla chargers. But just when you thought a $30 million castle was the most expensive thing that any NFL player owns, of course the crown for most expensive and GOAT purchase in NFL history goes to Tom Brady because he spent over $300 million.
Now, owning NFL teams is nothing new to Brady. I mean, he's been doing it for decades. But eventually owning teams like that got boring to him. So rumors started circling that he was interested in becoming part owner of the Raiders? Why? Well, just looking at this graph of the team's value skyrocketing over the years, I can definitely see why he wanted in. So eventually hundreds of articles started dropping, confirming that Brady had been approved to become a minority owner of the Raiders. And if you're like me and wondering what the hell that role even means, let me throw it over to this ugly-ass coconut head to explain.
We wanted to get to this point first before we stared. Well, what I was going to say is we traded Devontae Adams for Tom Brady, so it's a huge benefit. And although Tom can't play, I think he can help us select a quarterback in the future and potentially train him as well.
Alright, bro, I still don't know what the hell he's even yapping about, but what I do know is that it's the most expensive purchase that any NFL player's ever made because it cost Brady over $300 million.